Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. It's also Monday, so it's time to share a Mimic with all of you. Every Just Another Mimic Monday, I reach deep into that box of teeth and produce a homebrew Mimic for all of you for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Sometimes they're a little bit silly, sometimes they're pretty horrific. Today, I think, leans a little bit more towards horrific, and that is the Drifting Mimic. Climbing the mountain pass proved to be about as treacherous as you thought it was going to be. However, the barony needs to be saved, and you are the only ones to do it. The elf scouted ahead and has disappeared amid all the white. Fanning out and searching, you finally ran across a patch of red snow to follow up on. Then some of the pure white snow next to it came tumbling down, flailing tendrils along the way. Maybe this is going to be a little more treacherous than you imagined. Roll for initiative. One of the oddest Mimic variations, this a Mimic adapted to a harsh environment where the winters are long and deep. The problem was, even though it became immune to cold early on, it realized that every time it became an object amid all the white, it stood out. This struck the prey that it tried to attract as being odd, something being off, and it started to starve. Then it realized maybe it could be the snow instead. Once it accomplished this feat, it then focused on taking its newfound form and perfecting several avenues of attack. This turned it from not just an ambush predator on the ice, but into an apex predator instead. However, this came at a cost, and it can't really survive now in more temperate climes. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the Drifting Mimic statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Drifting Mimic is a challenge rating 5 large monstrosity that is neutral. It's got a pretty good armor class, a decent number of hit points. It's immune to both acid and cold. Like any other Mimic, it does have Shape Changer, Adhesive, False Appearance, and Grappler, but it can only change into a patch of snow. While it's in a patch of snow, it gains the Flaky ability, so it also becomes immune to the Petrified and Restrained conditions. However, it cannot take reactions. It gets an ability called Avalanche, which is a modified charge, so if it moves at least 10 feet, it deals additional damage to a target. The target has to make a save or fall prone. If a creature falls prone because of this, the Mimic moves automatically into that creature's square and applies the adhesive property. Attack-wise, it does have multi-attack with 2 pseudopods that do a decent amount of damage. Its bite also does a good amount of damage as well. And then it has a recharge ability of Snow Globes, so it just becomes a flurry of snow and tentacles whipping about. It does cold damage and bludgeoning damage. And if a creature fails its dexterity save by more than 5, they not only take the damage, they also are subject to the adhesive feat, which means they're grappled as well. I hope you enjoyed this wintertime predator. I know we're moving from spring into summer now, and the snow was all melting, so maybe some of these are left behind in the mountains. Be careful, everybody. You can find hundreds more Mimics and hundreds more on top of that horror-themed creatures, all for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They're all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you're more interested in the non-Dungeons & Dragons horror role-playing content that I have, or the horror fiction that I write that includes Grease Paint right here, it's got a killer clown. Doesn't take place in winter though, so there's not any snow. Book 2 is going to come out sometime this summer. Stay tuned. You can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope you have a great week ahead of you.